2022 is officially the year of Bloodborne on PC. Of course, Bloodborne hasn't actually released on PC. There's still time from Soft. But between the amazing Bloodborne PSX, the awesome Lies of P, and Thymesia's there too, it's been a good time to be a Bloodborne fan, and Steelrising is the latest in these Bloodborne-inspired soulslikes. Coming from the team behind Greedfall and the Technomancer, in Steelrising you play as Aegis, a gynoid automaton who acts as the bodyguard to Mary Antoinette. Her Majesty and a friend are trapped inside the Palace of St. Cloud, outside Paris, just as the rabble are revolting, and fear the Great Unwashed might not be the only thing attempting to feel the cool breeze of emancipation, as the King's new robotic security forces have slaughtered all the previous guards and now patrol the palace grounds, letting nobody in or out. Naturally, Marie wants to know what's up, but rather than sneaking out herself and playing Metal Gear Solid Cake Eater in her gigantic dress, she dispatches Aegis, who has stayed loyal to the Royal for some reason, to go to Paris to see what the big idea is, which starts you on your journey.
If it managed to escape the chateau, it could be your eyes and ears in Paris.
Aegis is an interesting character to inhabit, and whilst the character customizer feels largely vestigial and unwanted, the weapons and clothes you can give her have a great sense of customization in the utility-focused way an RPG leads to. Animations and movement are smooth and quick, and weapons retract into her arms, so she's never over-encumbered. Some things in the game do feel a little strange. For instance, the lack of physics objects in the environments, especially considering how animated Aegis is, including her hair and clothes. Gates left temptingly ajar are locked in place, ladders can't be climbed, and it's entirely possible to become stuck behind chairs. Only the occasional flapping flag, swinging lantern, or circling bird lets you know this isn't pre-rendered, and barrels can of course be smashed in search of goodies, unless they're covered in a cloth, which renders them indestructible. Speaking of animations, there's some strange ambiguity as to how high Aegis can jump, which isn't helped much by the eventual acquisition of a grappling hook, as it can only be used in certain spots. Enemies are interesting and varied, and whilst some feel a little out of place in this setting, the steampunk romp lets you slaughter as many mechanical marvels as you can spot. In order to do so, you'll be using 3 moves, which is what combat consists of: light, heavy, and special attacks. Pretty standard. The special differs depending on what weapon you're currently using. These can vary from shields, grenade launchers, and stealth attacks should you manage to sneak up on an enemy without aggroing it. It is a little more relenting than other Souls-likes if you want it to be. You can enable an assist mode from the menu, which can greatly, assist you. Without that, it's not impossible though. Circling and dodging whilst relying on the lock-on to keep you facing in the right direction. Pile on the attacks and you'll stagger the enemy, but lose enough of your stamina gauge in the process and you'll need to activate your cooling systems with a QTE. Do this too much and you'll freeze. Checkpointing is handled particularly elegantly, with Vestals, statues you can activate to transform into a chair you sit in, Westworld-style arms picking at your body as they make repairs and bestow upgrades, dotted around the world, often guarded. In the chair, you can infuse modules into your spine, unlock abilities, and spend the essence and other things you've collected to upgrade stats or weapons. Once you unlock the horseless carriage for fast travel, this acts as a Vestal too. Derivative as it is, there's something compelling about Steelrising. It draws a world full of imagination. Levels are broken up regularly with new revelations to keep you pushing on, and it never unfairly swamps you with enemies. We may have seen it all before, but never quite like this.